Welcome to
Welcome.
episode 2 of season 2.
You are going to have to keep up to date with that because we are going
to guesters.
Because you are literally going to forget.
No, I do not.
How do you say never together in español?
Nunca juntas.
Excuse me. Why did we not call it that?
Because we live in England. Imagine like going through life as like nunca juntas.
No, but you have to say it in a Spanish accent.
Ay, nunca juntas.
Nunca. I don't know what welcome is. I haven't got that far in Duolingo.
Bienvenuti. That's Italian. Don't listen.
Hola.
Hola. Soy Dora. I am.
Can you say hola?
I'm so sorry for the audio.
You got
levels.
it.
I'm so sorry for the audio levels.
The thing is, as well,
figuring out the audio levels in these new microphones.
Yuck. Also, I used to fucking, when Dora would wait and be like, can you say vámonos? I would like scream it at uncomfortable levels at my TV. Like, I would be like, and then she would so calmly reply,
yes!
Great! You got it!
You got it! Swiper no swiping, anyway.
Come on, let's vámonos.
Speaking of swiper no swiping.
How does the Dora thing say? Dora.
Yeah.
Dora.
Dora.
Somebody.
Dora la exploradora.
Somebody, if we have any DJs from out of our 2 subscribers, please can you make a techno remix of Dora the Explorer theme song?
I'm sure it's out there.
It probably is.
It has to be somewhere. I'll go on TikTok.
Of course it is. Of course it fucking is. But I just want somebody to send it to us.
I'll send it to you. It's wow. Anyways.
Yeah.
Speaking of swiping or swiping, stop swiping your credit card everywhere and get your shit together.
It's mainly just about getting organised, but yeah, if you want to just stop swiping a credit card as well, that would also be a good way to be frugal.
Getting organised financially, it's important in this economy.
So,
these levels are really stressing me out. Anyway, continue.
First things first.
I'm the realist.
Have you always been this motivated? Have you always been this boss gal?
No, I have not always been this boss gal. I've gone through... honestly, like, my levels of motivation and boss gal-ing have fluctuated fairly recent. I think it's... Okay, let me just rephrase this properly. I think it's never it's always fluctuating, which only makes the boss girling,
but I think
girl boss more.
But I think if there's one piece of advice, ladies, gays and theys, don't boss girl too close to the sun.
Or you'll burn out. And I am burnt out at the age of 25.
Ikaros. No, so I have a rebuttal to your rebuttal. Anyway, when I was younger, I was a smart child. However, I was a very fucking lazy child. So I did absolutely no work whatsoever, and I wasn't motivated to do any work, and I rested on my laurels, and I peaked at 18. But now, as I am an adult and fully functioning, I'm very ambitious, very motivated, incredibly driven, and like even on my non-motivated days, I would shit all over my child self with my motivation. So my adult motivation, when it's like at a 2, that's like a young me's like 50. Like I would shit all over my young child motivation.
I think when I was younger, I was always really, really hard on myself. So I never gave myself grace. I always had to be motivated. Even if I didn't feel like it, I feel the immigrant child guilt of my parents have sacrificed so much.
You are free because I am free.
I have to do so much work and, make sure that my parents' sacrifices do pay off with good grades and good kid behavior. And I think that has caused so much pressure on me when now it's like, I'm using the little the days that I don't have motivation, I give myself the space to rest.
Yeah, well, you have to.
You have to, and it's come to the point where I'm burnt out.
But like
at 25, and it shouldn't get to this.
But interestingly, I think when you're a child, there's actually more pressure on you than when you're an adult. Like,
oh my god, yeah.
Which is weird, right? Because, like, you're a child, you're supposed to be having fun as children. Yet it's always like, get good grades, do extracurricular, go, 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 have many friends, be super popular. As an adult, if I don't leave my house for a couple of days, I'm like,
that's absolutely fine.
I'm like, oh shit, I should probably get dressed. I should probably have a shower. Like, I can tell when I've not had well, I was going to say when I've not had a shower. That much is obvious. But, like, this is like day 3. But, like,
really?
Oh yeah, I don't like bathing. I'm like a cat.
Anyway,
for real, no, I hate showering. It's just
anyway.
It's literally just laziness, like just pure laziness. Because actually, showering is such a faff, Anyway. Hate it, but nonetheless, like if I've not left the house for a couple of days, I'm like, I go a little bit cuckoo bananas, and my partner's like, you should probably leave the house. Like, you should probably just go for a walk or something. And then I'm just like, no. And that's conversation over. But like, as a child, even though I wasn't motivated, I was very lazy and maybe slightly arrogant. I still felt the pressure of like getting good grades and being like my brother.
Yeah,
I definitely know he was incredibly motivated, but I know he felt a lot of pressure.
But I wonder if your brother's also burnt out like I am at the age of 25.
Oh no, he's completely burnt out.
Exactly.
Like, he works in finance. Like, he's just learned to deal with it. But he was a very motivated, ambitious child. Like, he wanted to get good grades. He wanted to get a good job. He wanted to go to a good university. He was very sort of like, always, even as a child, he was like kind of career focused. Whereas me now, I'm incredibly career focused. I really care what people think, and I'm very, very motivated. I think I want, because I think as well, like when you get older, like success, it looks very different.
Oh my god, yeah. And that took years for me to learn. I feel like, especially with the pandemic, I felt like a failure for moving back home.
Oh my god, no, I didn't. I fucking loved being back home. I was
like, because mind you, back home for you is an hour away.
Yeah, true.
Back home for me is like my entire life is packed up in 2 suitcases, and I'm going back to the place where I hate.
Yeah,
like that feels like I'm like going back in time.
No,
and I was like, I feel like a failure, even though I have no chance. Like, why can't I spend it in England?
We've spoke about this before, haven't we? That like, I loved the pandemic.
Yeah, but this is not a pandemic podcast. But
no,
like,
I mean, that could be a good topic if anybody wants to go down that dark hole.
I think it would be good. 4-year anniversary would be good. It would be a good pandemic episode. I mean, anyway,
we're not talking about that yet.
Anyway, yeah, I think it's success looks different for everyone, and I had to unlearn it.
Yeah, because like actually, if you think about it now, like, so when I had my first job, I was on really, really, really shit pay, like potentially criminal pay. Like, not gonna lie, but like, I was so determined to be financially independent, and it kind of there was like a midway point where I kind of, I think basically I didn't have enough to pay my rent for that month. But that wasn't, during my first job, I was very, very frugal. Like, I barely went out, and I love clothes. I barely bought any, like, when I would buy clothes, I'd buy like, I was actually very sensible, let's be real.
Yeah.
I'd buy one thing or some new boots or something, something like that. And then I remember calling my mom and being like, Mom, I think I asked her for, like, could I borrow some money for the rent? Yeah. And she was like, can you be honest with me? And I was like, yeah.
No.
What is it? And then she was like, will you be able to pay your next month's rent? And I was like, no, I don't think so. But that was, and she knew I wasn't going out, I wasn't spunking my money up the wall, shall we say. It was just, I was on shit wage, I was living in London, and I had to have some semblance of a life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I couldn't just say, that's it, I'm not going to buy clothes for the whole time I'm working, I'm not going to go out, I'm not going to go out, I'm not going to do anything, I'm not even going to get a takeaway, fuck it. Like, who the fuck would do that?
No one. You drive yourself mad.
So literally, like, obviously she supported me through my first year and gave me a bit of an allowance, but my god, did I feel like a failure.
Oh my god, asking for help.
Oh my god,
yeah.
I was. But as a child, I would have been like, no, gimme, give me the money. But as like an adult, supposedly in my first job,
like I'm supposed to be fully financially independent.
I was so determined to be financially independent, but that wasn't like realistic at all. And like it was just crazy because like, no, that's okay. But it did push me and be like, no, okay, the next job I'm gonna get is going to be better.
Yeah.
And then it has gone from that to that to that. Like every year I've earned more money.
Yeah. And it does take time to get to that. I think also we literally graduated 6 months before the pandemic. Like exactly, the market we were going into was horrendous.
Yeah.
It was horrendous. And I think that like it was just not easy for us to not only
also
navigate life as
can we be realistic
young adults, but
like so
during the pandemic
we both graduated uni.
Yeah,
we both had jobs before
lined up
before we graduated. We both live well. Actually, did you live independently? No, did you go home?
Yeah, I went home.
Yeah, but nonetheless you had a job. But I was living still in London, still independently. Like in what world is that a quote unquote failure? In what world is that like you know, you've done something wrong? Like no, there's going to be stepping stones to it. And I think a lot of sort of was that your belly?
That was my stomach.
Good grief.
I'm so sorry.
But I think as well a lot of sort of like sorry, back to being serious. I think a lot of sorry, back to the serious podcast.
Back to the serious
back to
podcast.
you know, being a professional. But like as well, I think a lot of sort of what motivates myself, I don't know about you, is a shift in perspective.
Oh my god, for sure.
And I have to like sometimes I actually have to stand in front of the mirror and be like, or speak to my partner or something, or my mum or whoever, and be like, no, can you just tell me this, because I need to sometimes hear it from somebody else. And like have them say to me like, no,
you're
actually
doing
this,
really well,
or it's just this. You know, like you're actually doing okay.
Yeah.
Like I live in a flat on my own in
with
London.
Your boo thing.
Well, with my boo thing, but still like
like you're not with strangers.
Yeah, I'm not in like a 5 flat share. You know, we both have very good jobs, stability, like, you know, but
what more could you ask for at the age of 26?
Exactly that. Don't reveal my real age. I'm just a baby. Have you seen those memes that's like so weird because those born in 2000 are just turning 23? Yeah, I was born in 1997.
I'm also 23.
I too am a teenager.
No, the one that really hits me is if someone at 20, like 27, has a baby, I'd still consider it a teen pregnancy.
Yeah, no, I do.
Like, we have a couple of friends in common, or mutual friends, or acquaintances that are pregnante, and I'm like, she's a child.
She's just a baby. What are you
talking about? She's not.
No.
She has a full-time lawyer job with a house and like a boyfriend. She's ready for that. I'm not, but she's ready. But that's still a teen pregnancy to me.
She's still 16 and she's doing her GCSEs.
Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, I think it's now that I've had more. That's something else. I feel like uni is such a time to learn. Like you feel like you're learning every single year.
Yeah.
And it's so chaotic. And
but I'm not
difficult.
Gonna lie. I think sometimes like as well, your first year's like figuring it all out, and then your second year's like, right, okay, I need to buff
yeah, for sure.
Which is why for most degrees your first year doesn't actually count towards your final grade.
Yeah, but even like learning life experiences, I feel like it's so chaotic anyway. Like you're learning about a new city and a new like course and meeting new people. And I think now that I finally have had some stability where that's something else. Like it's not fun to move your entire life into a small room and not even 10 months later move out. And I think that was like your brain chemistry is constantly altered because your environments are constantly changing in such a specific time.
I think as well, like one thing that keeps me motivated is what I call the sponge theory. I am a qualified psychologist, and
I was going to say punishment sponge.
It is I mean that too. It is a theory that I have invented. No, the sponge theory. So
my god.
So sometimes sponges are dry.
I'm dry, and I'm
sorry.
I'm
drier than Gandhi's flip flop. Come on. I've just started a new retinol treatment. I'm drier.
Oh my god, me too.
I'm like a fucking cornflake over here.
Oh my god.
It's girls, gays, and theys. Do not buy Skin and Me. It's not good.
Is it not?
No.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
It's like the moisturizer is not moisturizing.
Love
the
that.
cleanser's just like soap. Like it's not like hydrating, nourishing. And the like daily doser treatment is, oh my god, we should do a whole episode on skincare.
Oh my god, I just finished Roaccutane, so
I feel like all of our episodes are just us having conversations about other episodes that we should do. Anyway,
we're just getting teasers.
But yes,
this is our trailer.
Skin and Me is so the quote unquote retinol serum, which is just it's called like your daily doser, is
horrendous,
so drying. And I spoke to my friend and he was literally like, yeah, you've got to wait 8 weeks. And I was like, I'm not dealing with 8 weeks of this. I'm not dealing with 8 weeks of this, because I'm telling you for now, no shit of a lie,
8 weeks
that's
is not
the
worth
phrase.
it.
But yeah, like what, like fine, okay, the retinol can be drying and make your skin peely, but the moisturizer and the cleanser need to be hydrating, otherwise you're literally just stripping your skin of all of its natural oils. Anyway, don't buy Skin and Me. What I said to my friend, I was like, so I normally use Tropics, and that's really, really good. Like, love Tropics, my, like, holy grail. What?
I'm just cackling because it's like, we're chatting about motivation and the sponge theory. Okay, now we've gone into retinol.
Girls, gays, and theys, if nothing motivates you, be motivated to buy yourself good skincare. Like, be motivated to get yourself filler and Botox.
Oh my god, yes.
Nonetheless, the sponge theory. So sometimes sponges are dry, right? But they're still picking up things. Those are the things that you need to take in like small doses, or aka take with a pinch of salt.
Mm-hmm.
Other days you're going to be wet. And those are the times where you need to like listen and learn and soak up everything that is like around you. This is probably like the most bullshit theory, but sometimes I learn in
it's a good one,
though. I learn in pictures, basically. I learn in anecdotes and metaphors, right?
Yes.
So like when you're at uni, you're a wet sponge and you've got to like soak everything up, and sort of as you go into adulthood, you're going to dry up a bit, fine, but you still will have those moments of learning, and you know, turn those moments of learning, whether they're positive or negative, into motivation to like push you and drive you further. Like, you know, I'm sure if you're an adult, you know feelings of when you're motivated. It's easy to get up in the maybe not, quote unquote, it's easy to get up in the morning.
Yes.
If you're like me, it's never easy, even on a weekend. Anyway, you don't mind getting up, let's put it that way. That's when you're motivated. You are focused, you are driven, you are asking questions, you are engaging, you are productive. Those are when you're motivated, and those are when you're passionate. And then I think sort of like, because like as well, motivation is a very hard emotion to quantify,
and it comes in different shapes and sizes. My motivation is completely different to what your motivation is.
I am motivated, I think, by I think
like incentives as well.
My whole goal, it's never been, I want to fucking earn millions, I want to do this,
I do
this. No, look, there you go, different motivations. No, my ultimate motivation, I just want to be happy and stable.
Honestly,
that's like it. I just want to be comfortable, stable, and I just want whippets.
Yeah, I think for me, the more I work, I think it's,
you're motivated by money. That's fair though.
I'm motivated by money because I love a comfortable life, and I'd like to give my future dogs a good garden to run around. But I think also, like, as you say, like it's just happiness. I just want to be happy and I want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Because my first job out of uni after my master's was so rough and so like,
but then in comes the sponge theory. You're a dry sponge, but there's still learning moments in there.
Oh my god, yeah.
It motivates you to go, I never want to be in that fucking situation.
Yeah. But I think having flexibility, like, I don't care if if I can do the job that I'm currently doing forever and ever and ever with money, oh my god, sign me up. But I think having flexibility as well, like, I'm working 2 days a week on my own company, which is
have things doing on the side, please. If somebody says, oh yeah, I'm only motivated by my job and my career, run.
Yeah, oh my god, red flag.
Run.
Red flag. And I'm seeing, because, listen, I'm realizing this a lot because we have a series of questions that have been sent to the group chat.
So basically,
which is really fun. I've noticed that everyone is like speaking about how I'm a workaholic, which I can't get mad at. because it's
how enlightening are those questions?
They're great. I'm having so much fun with them.
It's this app basically. I think it's called a Gape, but it's basically
agape.
That's literally how it's spelled.
Oh,
AGAPE apostrophe going that way. Agape. Yeah, literally. And basically they're like these daily questions, and they can either be like funny, reminiscent, insightful, and they're questions random. And they're basically questions to like ask your partner, ask your friends, ask your mom.
Yeah.
And since I have found this app, I have just incessantly been putting them into the group chat.
Yeah, so based on these questions, I'm realizing that my answers revolve a lot around work, like other people's answers on me.
Yeah, but girl, all of mine are about drugs.
You're gonna say that in the public domain of YouTube? That's brave.
And Spotify. We are on Spotify.
Oh my god, you're so right. Give her a round of applause. Anyway, like
can we be on somebody's Spotify replay?
Spotify Wrapped. Happy Spotify Wrapped.
Spotify Wrapped. Sorry. Please can we be on somebody's Spotify Wrapped? Sorry, I have Apple Music, and it's called Spotify Apple Replay. Get me off this fucking podcast. What? I have Apple Music.
That's not a liar. You're a traitor. No. This is a Spotify household.
No, it's not, because my dad pays for Apple Music Family. It's free for me.
Anyway.
And I also listened to 10,774 minutes of Rammstein for my metal fans out there.
What was your total minutes? Do you get your total minutes?
I don't think so. As you were saying.
Anyway, yeah, so now I've noticed that, like, my red flag is I'm a workaholic, and I need to change that.
My red flag is I'm a drug addict.
So basically,
I'm an absolute pilly fiend.
That part of that motivation is also to, for me at least, is to heal and not work. Like, everything around me is around work.
Also, not in a nasty way. Like, one of our friends works part-time and picks their hours, and the other one has just come back from traveling, so I think it's kind of like
by default. Like,
don't get me wrong, like, live your life, and if you want to go traveling, like, or whatever, or if you want to work part-time, fine.
Two of them just.
But I think like
it's the time to be a workaholic.
Particularly
now.
Us two, we are in the minority of our friendship group in the fact that we have consistently worked and consistently been in stable employment. And I don't mean that in a nasty way. I just mean that in the sense that, okay, fine, you're a workaholic, but are you stable? Yes. Are you living in the city that you want to?
And I think we're the only ones.
Yes. Are you living independently? We are the only two that are.
We are the only ones who don't live with parents, which is absolutely fine.
Like, we're not saving any money.
Absolutely not. I have no savings at all whatsoever.
But nonetheless, we are
workaholics. Anyways,
I wouldn't call myself a workaholic.
You're not a workaholic. No. I feel like I am. Listen, also, like, life. I'd just rather work on myself and my company, and because I don't have any kids. I think that's something else. Like, I don't have any kids and I don't have any pets, so I might as well dedicate my life to something that I do enjoy, which is work, because I'm very lucky to do what I love and love what I do. I'm so sorry. My stomach's actually, like, going crazy. It's that burger. Anyway.
Hamburguesa.
Oh
my god.
Oh my god, is that?
Yeah.
Hedy Lapone?
Yeah, so basically, right, the music that I like to listen to is techno and heavy metal. However,
26 plays of one song.
Yeah, however, I can't really work to the music that I like to listen to, but I will say the music that keeps me focused is either movie soundtracks or musical soundtracks.
Thank you so much for sharing that. You're so strong for sharing your story. Anyway,
so
this is now a Spotify Wrapped.
So I only listened to a total of 29,897 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And 10,000 of those were spent on Rammstein.
Oh my god.
Till Lindemann, if you ever listen to this, please know you can be my daddy.
Same.
You can be my daddy.
Oh, my phone has absolutely just shut itself.
Yeah, so the albeit the number one artist I listened to was Rammstein, the number one album I listened to.
Stop it.
was the Harry Potter soundtrack.
Oh my god!
And the second one, it was not Patti LuPone that you were thinking of.
LuPone.
It was Sarah Bareilles from Into the Woods.
Oh my god!
That was the second album that I listened to the most. I know the general managers
for that. What a small world.
This has gone completely off track.
I have listened to...
I feel like this probably should have been our opener, not maybe a slight anecdote that we are now finding ourselves in. You don't come to this podcast for structure, let's be real.
Yeah.
Like, we're
riddled with ADHD.
Let's be honest.
This is what it is. I have listened to 77,321 minutes this year. That is...
To be fair,
that is insane.
I often will interdisperse my music listening with podcast listening. So oftentimes when I'm actually like on the train or something, I'm actually listening to a podcast instead of songs.
But even then, like 77,000 hours, everyone that I've seen on Spotify, on like Instagram post it, it's like 33.
Also as well, do you know how
36, 77? What am I doing with 77,000 hours in the year?
But if you listen to it while you're working, like it's going off.
It does rack up. I've also traveled a lot this year by myself
as well. Do you know how sort of like undiagnosed my ADHD is? So if I am...
It's so undiagnosed, you diagnose yourself.
Yeah, self-diagnosis. If I am scrolling on my phone, shopping or scrolling through Instagram or whatever, I can't listen to a podcast. Because I can't listen. Because minutes will have gone by and I'm like...
Your brain hasn't processed.
I was not listening to a word they
fucking said. That's why I don't like audiobooks. Like, I need to have the video, like, outside. If I'm outside, if I'm cleaning or if I'm walking and my phone has to be in my pocket, I'll listen to a podcast. But the minute Instagram gets up, or like the minute I start shopping on Zara, yeah, the podcast goes off because I won't be listening to whatever they fucking say. Anyway, those 3 minutes were fun, weren't they? 3 minutes.
So nonetheless,
I use music as a motivation.
Back to bitching about our friends that we love so dearly.
I use music as a motivation, to be fair. I think I've sort of figured out if I'm really struggling, if I'm procrastinating, like,
this is
laptop's open, I'll just, like, I know exactly what to go for.
This is what I'm telling you. For me, if I'm doing that, I'm like, okay, how do I get refocused? Because sometimes I can sit in silence and sometimes I can't.
I can't sit in silence.
If I need to refocus, it is movie soundtracks or musical soundtracks.
Yeah.
But only specific musical soundtracks. I won't like listen to fucking Hamilton or whatever.
No, because Hamilton's a bop. You might start shaking your pussy. Like,
it will only be like Les Mis or Oliver or like
God damn it.
or like classics. Or maybe even Assassins. Anyway,
I find that like, but for me, music to refocus.
Classical music.
Fucking
love classical music. Like, I will literally just go, Alexa, play Classic FM. Oh shit, no, don't. No! Alexa, no. Okay.
So funny.
Sorry,
she's actually set her off.
Sorry, I forgot I actually had an Alexa behind the TV. Sorry. We have them in every room in the house. I apologise.
Anyway, so funny. Anyway,
look how hidden she is. Like, she's literally hidden behind my TV.
I didn't even know she was there.
Yeah, she's there. She's always there.
Oh, she's always so funny.
She's always Alexa, play a feel good tune, volume
7.
I can't hear the beach. You also as well. This one's the new one.
Jennifer Georgia.
Yeah, this one's the new one. So you have to be so careful because she hears you whispering. Like Alexa. Like she fucking hears everything. Like, as well,
she's Mosa.
As well, sometimes she's Dios. As well, sometimes like you'll say something and she thinks you're talking to her and she'll reply and I'm like,
Anyway, technology.
Sorry,
not for me.
Motivate yourself to buy yourselves Alexa that listens to you all day.
Don't do it. It's you become so useless. Like, I remember my old.
Oh my god! I ask her what time it is.
Like, what is that? Do you think that's normal? No, get a fucking watch.
That's how lazy I am. I have
anyway.
One in my drawer.
Fucking you. Anyway,
that's how lazy I am.
An Alexa hater. Right? How do you know?
But how good would it be if you could literally just go, turn the light off? It's not a bulb. It's not a smart bulb. But how we're gonna get a smart bulb, and so we can go. Insert name here. I can't say her name because she's sat over there.
Just get a clapper every time you're clapping cheeks or something.
Insert no, because it'd be far too. It'd be like a fucking strobe show in here. You can't be doing that. It'd be like fucking Primworks.
Oh my god.
No, but if you said insert a name here and turn the light off, then she bloody would, wouldn't she? Because I'm that lazy.
My friend has it figured out.
I'm not gonna lie. In this household, we are a gimmicky tech household.
Yeah, you are.
Like, we love tech gimmicks in this household. You are,
but I can't stand them. Speaking of, you can't stand them.
Like,
how do you know when you are?
My partner has a laser printer for labels.
But that's because that's his business.
No, but I borrow it sometimes for my returns, and it's the most satisfying thing in the world.
This podcast is anything but motivation.
No, it is motivation because we're stable and we can afford these things.
Can I? Anyway, how do you know when you're not motivated, Miss Thang?
Oh my god, it's like a fucking light switch.
Oh, it takes me 17,000 hours to get out of bed.
This is difficult, the thing with me though, because I struggle to get out of bed every day. No, but just even in the summer, even if it's like, hey, we're going to a party, I am still like just flopping out of bed. So I feel like a morning person. I feel like sleep for me is a difficult thing. Sleep, I would not say, is a signifier for my motivation. If it's taking me hours upon hours upon hours to complete a single sentence, I'm like, right, okay, I need a break. But then the difficult thing for myself is I'll have a break, come back, 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 or else catch myself like scrolling. But I'm sat at my desk as well, which makes it so much worse because you trick yourself into thinking that you're doing work,
but you're actually not. Yeah.
No, it's very obvious for me when I'm demotivated because I get quite irritable, and I think so. I'll have a meeting and somebody's trying to explain something to me, and I'm like,
you'll be pissed off.
It's difficult because I'm a little bit scared of my manager, so like I don't always feel like I can express myself fully. So I just have to be very polite and sort of sometimes tread on eggshells and go, sorry, can we just go over this again? Actual fact, I wasn't listening to a fucking word she was saying. A single
thing you were saying.
Like, literally, the song that will be replaying in my head is Feliz Navidad.
Oh my god. Nobby Dodd.
Feliz Nobby Dot.
Wait, it's Nobby Dad.
Feliz Nobby Dot. It actually sounds like it, to be fair. But yeah, I can tell when I'm not motivated. But I think particularly sort of where I'm at in my job and the fact that I'm kind of in an operational role.
Yeah.
It's happening quite a lot. But yeah, so I've got no focus, slightly irritable, tasks are taking really long, I'll put them off, I'll have them on my to-do list for ages. And then I think as well, I think mainly for me, if I'm not motivated to do something, I will put it off and off and off and off until somebody goes, right, where is this? And I'm like, fuck. Oops.
Yeah. I think for me, because I've always been a morning person, if I'm struggling to get out of bed, that is a big signifier. Because usually I could wake up and like just roll out of bed and it would take me 10 minutes to like get up from my alarm, journal, and go to the bathroom. Like it wouldn't. But I think maybe I've also just got back from a month working abroad.
Oh, you do?
Shut up! But I've noticed. Oh, sorry. I've noticed.
We're proud of you.
I've noticed like the decline.
I just had to get a bridesmaid's quote in there. Oh, you do?
I've noticed the decline of like how much I'm struggling to wake up in the morning. I don't know if that's
that's more of a physical thing. That's
yeah, but I don't know. But it sets off my day wrong already.
I think that's probably what I've been doing a lot recently, is setting off my day wrong.
Like, I'm struggling to get up, which is I'm already like bleh about the day, and then I have breakfast and I'm like bleh breakfast, which I need bread and I don't know what I'm gonna have for breakfast tomorrow. It's fine.
So I've done a Google.
Yes.
So
basically, just continues.
Signs that you may be demotivated. You are running on autopilot.
Yep.
Which is kind of just me every day. Your head feels like you're in a fog. Again, that's just me every day. Even if I'm in... So I have a second job. I love my second job. My second job is my baby. It's my most favourite thing I ever do. But I still feel like my head's in a fog. You feel uncertain about how to spend your day. Yep.
Oh, God.
Feeling unproductive, feeling like you're lacking direction, feeling like things are never going to end. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All of those.
All of the above.
But, like, it's so difficult as well because, like, I think particularly in my job, kind of at the moment, it's difficult because I do love it, but I also don't love it. There's elements from my old job that I wish I was still doing
here. Yeah.
However, I know that doing this current job in a sort of operational state is building new skills, and it is going to help me, and it is really good. So I just kind of keep telling myself, it's just to get to the next step, or it's just to do this, or it's just to do that. And it's kind of like, I suppose on one level, it's kind of like making excuses for myself, I think, which isn't great. But
I think also we have to hold our environment accountable, because if you give me 110%, I'll give you 110%. I'll travel to
I think as
the other side of the world for the company because you're giving me 110%.
But I think as well,
I was so motivated with my old boss because he'd give me 5 and expected 200 from me.
Yeah,
and that's not fair on me. I can't carry his company on my back.
I'm not gonna lie, my boss does a bit of that, but I think, but as well, I know she does work hard, but
see, I knew that my boss didn't work hard.
I know she works hard, but I can't tell you on what. That's the problem. I feel like if you tell me what my boss does, I kind of just go, meetings.
Yeah, like what do you do?
Like, don't get me wrong, I know she works hard, but she doesn't really let us in into what she's doing, whereas we let her know what we're doing every day. We send her work, we do this. So it's kind of, in terms of sort of like her, I guess, being a motivator for me, kind of not really.
Yeah.
But as well, kind of in the culture that we're in, and it's really, really sad, but obviously we live in London, and my previous job just didn't pay enough.
Yeah.
It just did not pay enough. So
it's a matter of survival.
So I can't, exactly.
Love doesn't pay the bills.
So you kind of have to be sort of like, sometimes on one level, you kind of have to be motivated to keep a lifestyle that you've become, or to have a different type of lifestyle.
Or so not even different, just be able to sustain yourself in this city.
Even though I'm not necessarily motivated by money myself, I'm motivated by sort of like,
you're motivated by comfort.
I'm more motivated by my career, but there are certain things about my lifestyle that I wouldn't be willing to sacrifice.
Yeah.
And it particularly came to a head when obviously me and my partner were going to move in together. He wanted a certain type of flat. He was like, I want a modern finish, I want a nice building, and at the kind of job level I was at before, I couldn't afford that. And he was like, well, I'll just pay a bit more. He earns quite a lot more than me. He was like, well, I'll just pay a bit more. And I'm just like, yeah, but that doesn't sit with me. Yeah. So I was motivated to get this job, obviously, to live in a nice flat with my partner and stuff like that. But it's really difficult because in that moment, I can't lie, I was actually motivated. I was like, I need more money.
Yeah.
I need more money. So I took sacrifices that I enjoyed about my old job into a way to get this job, because I swapped them for money.
Yeah.
And I think when you're sort of feeling demotivated, you do kind of have to weigh up a few pros and cons. Like, okay, if I make this sacrifice, what am I gonna gain if I do that? What's gonna motivate you to get to that next step? And sometimes it actually is sitting down with yourself and going, okay, right, what do I need to sacrifice?
Yeah, and that is such a difficult conversation to have with each other. And I think my recent job is the perfect example, because I was making quite good money for a single woman in London. Like, I don't have other expenses other than myself and whatever I want and whatever I need. Me, always me. And then come to this job, but I was so unhappy. I was so unhappy.
So yeah, like that's the thing. You sacrificed
no amount of money could pay me to go through what I went through with that last job.
That's it. So you're
like,
okay, I'm gonna take a pay
this job is only part-time. Am I broke?
Yes.
But am I happier and healthier than I have been in the last year? Oh my god, yes.
And that can sometimes actually spur you on to
it can
boost motivation.
If anything, it boosts motivation because I see myself going places, and I have motivation to go to that workshop and learn a little bit more about accountancy. But I'm not depressed in my room and having to work 40 hours in a bad place.
I think a lot of motivating yourself is actually kind of just sitting down with yourself and having a frank conversation and being like, okay, right, there's this ahead of me, whatever it may be, a relationship barrier, a work barrier, whatever. How am I going to push through that? or maybe if it's something positive in like ahead of you, okay, right, how am I going to keep myself going? Because albeit it could be something positive, you've still got to sustain yourself. Like motivation, I think, is one of the hardest, even if you love it, motivation is one of the hardest things to sustain.
Yeah, and also like please have these conversations with other people if that's what works for you.
Yeah.
Because I know that my dad was raised in the city, so he knows what expenses.
My dad would have just said, suck it up.
Yeah, but like I obviously like know who to go to within your support network, because if you tell your grandma, who has never left a tiny town in like wherever, she's obviously not going to know
who bought her house
for like $60.
Oh, you know, like you said money, I said beans.
For beans. You know, she's going to give you the advice of a woman who has never left her town. But if I speak to my dad, who was raised in a city and has lived in multiple cities and has been this independent man, he'll know exactly what I'm going through. I
think as well.
But please don't be scared to ask for help, because I didn't, and it backfired.
She didn't ask me. And I'm a fucking practitioner in this field of well-being. Hello. But
so sorry. Oh my god.
So rude, I know. But nonetheless, I think as well, say for example you go to your parents, I think this sort of environment that they grow up in or grew up in, or the type of person that they are today, can obviously be kind of, because the landscape has changed from it. When you're talking about motivation, I would probably say it's actually better to go to a friend or a sibling or a partner, because I've definitely gone to my parents before and just said, oh fucking hell, I'm just so not motivated, I just can't. I think maybe I potentially used the wrong vernacular. I said I can't be bothered. Yeah, and then that instantly completely backfired on me. And both my mum and my dad went, can you just fucking get a grip, please? You just need to do this, or you just need to get over it. And on one level they are right, but
at the same time, you don't fully understand what's going on.
But also as well, both my parents came from single parent households for different reasons. Both my parents grew up working class and have now, I guess, raised in the rankings, and I guess suppose are now upper middle class. But nonetheless, like they still have that kind of, I know, gal and boy boss. But nonetheless, they still maybe potentially have that kind of, I guess I don't want to say
I did it, you did it.
Yeah, I don't really want to say working class mindset, but that quite stoic
survival
instinct of, do you know what, you just fucking got to get over it, you just got to push through it, because like you said, I did it, you do it, kind of thing. But also as well, the landscape has completely changed from when they were kids, I think, as well.
I personally like going to my dad, obviously my friends as well, especially those who live in London and can understand the expenses, because I could tell someone it's £8.70 for peak transport. Someone in New York is not going to understand when it's $2.75 a ride.
Like, you just, like, I leave my house and I've spent 50 quid.
Like, just today, I left my house at 5:42. I've spent £30.
I spent £800.
I went from
today.
Was rent due?
Yeah.
Like, nonetheless, I have gone from my house to this house and I've spent £30.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Whether it's food, whether it's like TFL fucking me up the ass, like it's constantly
bumming me.
Like
TFL.
It's completely expensive, and people in New York wouldn't understand that. But so I do go to like my friends who live here, but I also do go to my dad because he works with a lot of like fresh out of uni finance bros.
But you know what really pisses me off, particularly about TFL?
Sadiq Khan, please.
Like, no, don't
get a grip.
No, I'm not gonna lie, I fucking love Sadiq Khan, but nonetheless, right?
I don't like those prices.
Exactly. So for TFL, I get absolutely bummed. Like, bent over a barrel and fisted. Yeah.
We're never going to get monetized.
No. Shame, really.
It's fine.
I get absolutely sunflowered for my fucking travel. Okay. Is it always delayed? Yes. Is there always staff shortages? Yes. Are they always on strike? Yes. Does it... The Vicky line particularly is fucking stop, start, waiting in a tunnel every fucking stop.
Yes.
Because they're at a red signal, right? And also, can I just say, my fucking taxes, which I also get bummed for, like, I pay over £600 in tax in various different areas a month, right? Fuck. And I'm not on a good wage. Like, I'm in a low tax bracket, put it that way. Nonetheless, I get absolutely fucking bummed for my fucking taxes. Some of it goes on TFL. Bitch,
my stomach
you need
is...
to chill.
Listen, it's Roaccutane. It really fucked me up.
But nonetheless, I get bummed for my taxes. Bitch, where does it go? Like, transport to ride is expensive. My taxes for TFL are expensive. Why does it not fucking work?
If you pay taxes, you should not be paying for TFL.
Yo tengo una pregunta.
Either you lower the taxes or you lower the TFL.
Yeah, like, if my TFL was £1.50 for me to get to fucking Croydon, I wouldn't give a shit that it didn't fucking work. However, it is £17 for me to get to Croydon from where I live, and my taxes are fucking ripping my life apart on TFL.
Yeah. Anyway,
how to get yourself motivated.
How to get yourself motivated, and oh god, how to organize yourself. I personally love a good notebook. I love a good diary. I don't use my online calendar. I find it useless.
I use my work one. But interestingly, I don't actually use any form of calendar.
How you do it, it's beyond me.
So
how do you remember anything?
I don't. I wait for people to tell me because I'm a
oh, you bitch.
Because I'm a fucking princess. No, I use my work calendar for obviously like appointments and shit. In work, I'm actually very, very organized.
Ironically.
Yeah, it's really weird. In work, I'm really, really organized. But am I the first person to buy their outfit the day before and have it not fit? Yes.
Me.
Yeah, so I often just wait for people to tell me things. I literally go to my partner, I'm like, have we got something on this weekend? And he's either like, yeah, or no.
Nope.
If he says, even if I'm meeting my friends for a weekend and I ask him, have we got anything on this weekend? And he says no, I'll believe him. Because I expect him to know my calendar as well.
Oh my god.
Because he does that. No, he doesn't. He'll go, I swear you said you've got something on. And I'm like, yes, but I don't know what.
Anyway, I don't know how you do it. I need to have everything written down.
Yourself.
Yes, there's a lot of apps and a lot of resources. I think TikTok is a great place to do your research.
TikTok,
yeah, because
okay,
there's different people showing different ways of motivating, of like what are the resources that help.
Kind of.
Like, it's not a reliable source for everything, but I think it's interesting to see other people use those methods.
Yeah, I think,
and then you try it out yourself.
I think if people go from the angle of this is what I do, fine. If people go, because there's so many, it really pisses me off. So basically, I watched this like TV show yesterday that was called The Psychopath Coach. So basically, it was like this guy. He was a complete he was a psychopath, like a diagnosed psychopath. Basically, he was off the rails, and then he started this coaching business.
Speaking of
which was coaching people how to be coaches.
That's the next one I have to watch.
But in the well-being sphere, so they are life coaches basically.
Oh,
he's
Jesus.
coaching people how to be life coaches. Oh, and his business is valued at 25 million in 3 years.
Fuck.
Nonetheless, I think the well-being sphere, as we all know, I think we've done we did the wellness industry.
Wellness, yeah.
The well-being industry is just full of fucking cowboys.
Yeah.
Unlicensed people preaching.
Oh my god, yeah.
On predominantly TikTok and Instagram. Unlicensed people taking your money as well.
Yeah, please don't pay for it.
Please don't pay for it.
Please don't pay for it. So you can go on YouTube for free and see and like research.
People being your quote unquote coaches, please don't.
It's a scam.
The format of this is what I do, it might help yourself. Try it. If it doesn't work, no harm, no foul. Try something else. Fine. People preaching and telling you they're coaches and this is how I got myself out of a rut. I hate people that said if I can do it, you can do it too.
We are completely different.
Everybody is different. I think with motivation and getting yourself organized, a lot of it is trial and error. 100%.
Look at us.
You've got to find what works for you,
and that's where I think TikTok comes in. And and 100%. Like if you see Lara from Texas like journaling as a way of clarifying your mind, go for it. It's not for me. I fucking hate journaling. Mine is just severely planning out every single hour of my day. I'm learning expensive moleskin notebooks.
I'm learning a new language to clarify my mind because do you know what? Even when I'm really, really demotivated and I'm unproductive, I'll sit on the sofa and I'll do a few Spanish lessons. And do you know what? It really works.
Yeah.
Because can you please, I swear to God, your stomach.
Listen!
But like, I'm okay, right, I'm not doing my work and I'm not focused on that. However, am I being productive? Yes.
In another way, that's not necessarily, you're still being productive.
Like don't get me wrong, it's not my work or anything like that, but
you also have to give yourself grace.
But is it better than sitting on the fucking... It makes me feel better and it will actually motivate me to get back to my desk.
Yes.
Because like if I say, for example, I just put the TV on, I'll sit there for maybe an hour and I'll feel like shit. Because I feel like I've dossed off work and I really shouldn't have done that. Yeah. But if I maybe take an hour just to learn a bit of Spanish, I'm like, okay, right. Because a lot of motivation is telling yourself the right messages. So I kind of sit there and go, okay, right. Okay, I haven't done my work and I'm a little bit behind. However, have I been productive? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think maybe I could get back to work for a little bit? Okay, yeah. Cool. Because I've not wasted my time, if that makes sense. I've not taken a break and rested on my laurels. I've taken a break and, you know, I've done something for me, whether that's like maybe a yoga class or a mindfulness exercise, meditation, whatever.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. Like
productivity comes in different shapes and sizes.
Exactly. Like, if you're somebody who is motivated by a break, okay, take your break. But like
it might be a walk in the park.
But like we said, do something productive with it.
Yeah, it might be a walk in the park. Sometimes it's, I'm going to scroll on TikTok for 15 minutes. And that's all the brain power you have for today. And I'm proud of you for that.
Do you know what as well? I'm really motivated by pride.
Like the gay parade?
Yeah. No, I'm really motivated by feeling like I've done a good job.
Yes.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the work that people do day to day is just to get to the end. So I say to myself, right, okay, I might not have finished, but have I done a fucking good job? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. So that helps me really helps me with my pace and and taking pressure off of myself to, okay, right, I can go at my own pace. Okay, I haven't finished it. Okay.
That's okay.
But I know it's good. And that really motivates me.
Yeah, for sure. I think being proud of yourself, whether it's brushing your teeth in the morning or like writing an essay,
as well. Give yourself that pat on the back.
Yeah, like, please give yourself grace, give yourself a pat on the back, because especially as young 20-somethings, I think we're both doing
teenager. What are you talking about?
Listen, I think we're both doing really well for like the last few years. Like, we graduated in 2019, 6 months into being in the workplace. We've had we had 2.5 years of our own lives and social skills and time to grow and go through these phases.
I've been consistently working since I graduated.
Exactly, like taken away from us. Like I think we've done pretty well.
Absolutely. And
did we have 2 years taken away from us? Yes. Would we be? I can't stand this song.
Coño.
Anyway,
do you give a shit?
No. Anyway,
Coño.
I'm gonna cut that out. I probably won't. Welcome to the reality of our friendship.
Pero.
Anyway, yeah, I think we've done really well. Proud of you.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
I think as well, like, I think give your friends graces and they will give it back as well. Like, if you feel motivated by other people's comments, which, you know, maybe an slight orange flag, but if you do, fine, girl, go for you. Give it to other people as well, because nothing motivates me more than seeing my friends thrive.
Yeah, and be proud of other people's successes too. Don't be that bitch.
I know. We're all going... Remind yourself as well. I get jealous, don't get me wrong. I'm like, oh, she's doing this. Oh, good, she's doing this. Da-da-da-da. However, you will get there.
Yeah. Also, we're in completely different industries.
Everybody's going, I don't get jealous of you.
Oh.
No. I get jealous of people in my field, please.
I was going to say. Like,
no, I don't mean this in a nasty way. But I wouldn't, in terms of our careers, I wouldn't know what to be jealous of.
Yeah, like, because I'm like, what do I do?
Exactly, because I'm like, are you thriving? I mean, like, you're traveling the world, but also, like,
I'm exhausted.
Like, are you?
Is it as glamorous as it seems?
But I'm like, but you're part time. Are you thriving? Like,
no.
Just kidding, I am. But yeah, we are on completely different career paths. But like, I get jealous of like anybody, to be fair. Like, whether
your time will come.
Whether that's work or you know, how people look or what they're doing and stuff. I'm like, oh, she's away on holiday. What?
Well,
it's like, girl, okay, it's not like you're not gonna. It's not like you're not gonna go on holiday in a couple of months or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, like, I think jealousy is a valid emotion, but if you want to use that to motivate you, cool.
Do it. As long as you're safe and happy.
But don't use it to like push yourself too far. Just be like, I want to be like that, but I'm going to get like that at my.
You're only going
to
burn yourself out, and you'll regret it.
I'm only going to get like that at my pace.
Yeah.
How else can you motivate
yourself? So on that note,
oh, that's it.
take care of yourself. Don't get burnt out.
Oh, I just did a burp.
Give yourself grace.
And get a calendar.
Yeah, please, girl. Sort that out. I'll
calendar,
get you one for your
girl.
birthday.
Anyway.
See you in the next one.
Her laptop's about to die. Oh, advice of the day.
Advice of the day.
I think I already gave it.
No, you didn't.
Not this one. It might have been our last episode.
No, I don't think
Advice of the day. Don't take Roaccutane.
Yes, please. All the noises that you have heard on this podcast from my stomach is Roaccutane. We'll get into it in another episode, but just be careful with it. Anyway.
Yeah, honestly, it sounds like she needed a shit for an hour.
I don't. Shut up. Anyway.
Adios.
See you in the next one.